Come on in, come on up, come on over for the merriest time of year. Come on up, come on in, get together for a good time. Smile, my dear.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Vlogmas. My name is Victoria and today I thought we could get in a festive spirit and talk about some Christmas movies. I couldn't find any of my Christmas mugs, so we have a black mug, but I figured hot chocolate is a very Christmassy drink. So I have a whole list of Christmas films. I made this list last year. I didn't get super far into it. I only ticked 3 of them off. But this is a list of all the Christmas movies I could think of that I wanted to watch last year. And I figured we would just run through some of my favorite Christmas movies as they appear on this list and just have a bit of a chat. Last year I did a video where I made chocolate chip cookies and talked about Christmassy books. So if you're more interested in like a chit chat about Christmas books, that video will be linked in the description. It's not the best because I made it a whole year ago now, but it does exist, and I have various other videos that have come out this month or are coming out this month to do with Christmassy books. So don't you worry, there is Christmas book content coming, but I figured Christmas movies are such a staple part of the festive season that I couldn't not talk about them. So let's get into this list. I don't even remember what's on it. One of my favorite Christmas movies of all time is The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen. That movie is just, it's so good. It gets me in the festive spirit every time I watch it. It is iconic, peak Christmas family movie watching experience. Like honestly, that movie is so good. The sequels are less good. I did really enjoy them when I was a kid, but now that I'm older, they don't really have the same kind of spirit to them as the first one. The second one is definitely better than the third one, but that's kind of a low bar. So I would definitely say that's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I have 4. So there's The Santa Claus, there is Muppets A Christmas Carol. It's so good. It's the best adaptation of Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol that I have ever experienced. Admittedly, I haven't watched very many, but I did watch a video a few years back where this guy watched like 5 different adaptations of A Christmas Carol and came to the conclusion that the Muppets one was the superior adaptation. So I'm just gonna claim that it's the best. It is just, it's so good. It's a musical, but like it's not annoying that it's a musical. It just kind of helps bring in the Christmas vibe. It's all about second chances and kind of figuring out what Christmas is really about and becoming less materialistic, which is an interesting concept to engage with around Christmas time to get the real meaning of Christmas. The Muppets A Christmas Carol do it. Another one of my absolute favorites is Barbie and the Nutcracker. I love the Nutcracker. There is a little mini Nutcracker here chilling on my bookshelf for the Christmas season. I have like 3 other Nutcrackers. I love the music by Tchaikovsky. I've seen the ballet in person and absolutely loved it. One of my favorite books of all time is a retelling of the Nutcracker. I love the Nutcracker, and my first kind of engagement and interaction with it as a story was Barbie and the Nutcracker. And growing up, I used to watch that movie all the time, even when it wasn't Christmas time, because it was a Barbie movie. And so I just associate that so strongly with like nostalgic feelings of Christmas. Honestly, any excuse to watch an old Barbie movie, to be honest. And then I would say that my 4th favorite Christmas movie is The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. This is an animated film that is based on the book of the same name by L. Frank Baum, the guy who wrote The Wizard of Oz. The book is also pretty good. I love that film. It's like a small company animated thing, so it's not as polished as a lot of other animated films from around the same time, but it's got a charm to it, and it has all original music, which is fun. It's also a musical. It's not as in your face of a musical as The Muppets A Christmas Carol, but there are a couple songs through it that I really enjoy, and it's just kind of a backstory of who Santa Claus is, how he came to be, why he is the way that he is, and why he's immortal, essentially. How he does the things that he does and why he does them, and it's just a sweet film. I loved it as a kid. It was one of my favorite Christmas movies then too, so again, nostalgic tie. I watch it, I feel like I'm 7 again. But it's such a cute little movie, and I never hear anyone talk about it. It's such like a obscure film, but it's so good. I would recommend it 100%. So those are like my top tier Christmas films, but there are a whole slew of other ones that I absolutely love. I'm a Christmas fanatic, so I love most things Christmas, which is why my favorite Christmas movie is a list of 4. What are your favorite Christmas movies and why? Let me know. Another good one is Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I actually really enjoy Home Alone 2. It doesn't have quite the same level of charm as the first one, but it has very much the same Christmas vibes, so that's always fun. I think we all know what Home Alone is about. You know, a kid who's left home alone at Christmas time, who's a part of like a massive family, and he has to protect his house from a bunch of burglars. And by bunch of burglars, I mean 2. It's a fun little, I want to say nostalgic thing, but like it wasn't a movie that I watched as a child, but like it has the same vibe of like old movies that came out that were family or children's movies like that in like the 90s, where they all kind of have this same atmosphere of wonder and adventure and this same charm, and like it's got it going, you guys. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the one with Jim Carrey, is a vibe. It's a very stylistic thing, and it isn't, ironically, the most like Christmas vibes thing to me, but I still really enjoy it. It's like a fun, wacky adventure story, and you know, any excuse to see people with whack hair all the time is a fun time. Is it raining? Oh my god. It's one that a lot of people have nostalgia around. I do think I watched it a couple times at Christmas time as a kid when it came on TV. I haven't seen the new one. I keep meaning to and then not, because I don't think it's gonna be very good. Christmas with the Cranks is so much fun. It's another Christmas movie with Tim Allen in it, and it's just great. It's my sister's favorite Christmas movie, so we did watch it a lot when I was younger. It's such a random movie. It's got Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle in it, and it's the only other thing I've seen with him in it. If you don't know what it is, it's actually based on a book called Skipping Christmas, and it is essentially this couple whose daughter has gone overseas. I'm not entirely sure what she's doing, some kind of volunteer work, and she's not going to be there for Christmas, so they decide instead of celebrating Christmas, they're gonna go on a cruise, and so they're trying to skip Christmas, and their entire like street and neighborhood is really not happy with that, and it's fun. It's a fun time. It does really highlight the kind of intense attitudes a lot of people have towards Christmas. Like, if you don't want to celebrate Christmas, that's fine. It's none of my business what you do with your day. But I guess this is really just highlighting the kind of attitude a lot of people have towards Christmas, because they get real pushy. Miracle on 34th Street is actually such a good movie. Both the one from the 90s and the one from the 40s. I actually watched the one from the 40s last year, and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to like it, even though I liked the remake, because I don't tend to like really old movies. I've had to watch quite a few in my time because I did film studies and media studies all through high school, and I just never really enjoy old movies. But I did enjoy this one, so now all the other ones I've watched I like even less, because I'm like, you actually don't have an excuse, because you could have been good. I really enjoyed it. It's such a cute story. It's about this girl who doesn't believe in Santa because her mum kind of hasn't encouraged her to believe, and her mum works for Macy's, and they end up hiring this old man to be the in-store Santa Claus, and he is really successful, and then he gets arrested, and so there's this trial. Basically, they're trying to prove to the jury and to the judge that this man is Santa Claus, and it is such a fascinating concept, and at the same time it's the story of this woman and her daughter, about family and about the wonder of being a child. Oh my god, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Island of Misfit Toys. It is a sequel to this Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that I've never seen. Never been able to find it anywhere, because that's like a TV special that I believe plays in America every Christmas, but not here. When I was little, I somehow got my hands on a DVD of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Island of Misfit Toys, and it was a vibe. I've never been able to forget it. And every time I think about it, I get the song stuck in my head, the Island of Misfit Toys. What else do we have on this list? Elf, I think, is a little bit overrated. I'm not the biggest fan of Will Ferrell's humor, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that it's not my favorite. Parts of it I do really enjoy. Parts of it I honestly think are a bit boring. I have no interest in the whole like iceberg journey thing. Like, what is that? But on a certain level I resonate with Will Ferrell's character in that movie. I am that adult who gets more excited about Christmas than the children around her. There is another version of the Nutcracker that I really enjoy. It's a live action version. It's got Elle Fanning in it. It is so good. It made me cry. I used to watch that movie all the time when I was younger. I remember when I first got it, I watched it every night for a week and a half. Every single night I just watched it, and I don't know why, but I really loved it, and it did make me cry. That movie always makes me really emotional. The Rat King is such a dick. It's normally a mouse in the original story, and also in most of the adaptations he's a mouse king, but in that version they made him a rat king, probably because, you know, rats are grosser than mice. No offense to the rats out there. I do enjoy that version. It's not a ballet. There's not really that much dancing. I don't think there's any actual ballet. There's some ice skating at one point. It's a fun time. I enjoyed it. It's kind of got a sense of wonder to it. The Smurfs: A Christmas Carol is a made-for-TV Christmas special that I first watched on TV. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun because when I was a kid I used to watch some of the episodes of the Smurfs TV show, the animated one, and when they go to Christmas Past, it's all 2D animated like the TV show used to be, and I just thought that was really clever. This is almost cold now. I haven't been talking that long, have I? And so I really liked that. It was just a very nice little twist, and it's the story of A Christmas Carol. I really like that story. Rise of the Guardians, does that count as a Christmas movie? Like, I feel like it does because Santa is one of the main characters and Christmas happens, but so does Easter, and the Easter Bunny is a main character, and like so is the Tooth Fairy and the Sandman. It's more about holidays in general, so I never really think of it as a Christmas movie, but it is, I guess. I mean, our main character is Jack Frost. We all love Jack Frost, right? We agree. There are a couple more movies that I want to talk about here that I don't know how much I think of them as Christmas movies. They're like the Christmas movies you watch when it's October, November, when people judge you if you watch other movies that are Christmas movies. So we're talking about The Nightmare Before Christmas, which, tell me I'm wrong, to people who love Halloween, this is a Christmas movie, and to people who love Christmas, this is a Halloween movie. In my experience, that is how I feel like people think about this movie. As the person who loves Christmas, I think of it as a Halloween movie because like half of the movie is talking about Halloween and how great Halloween is. The overall message of the story is actually, nah, we're all about Halloween, and it's like creepy and spooky. To the people who love Halloween, they think of it as a Christmas movie because it's all about Jack trying to understand the meaning of Christmas. It's both. I wanted to talk about it here because it's the Christmas movie I watch in October. Maybe you still think I shouldn't watch it in October because you probably think it's a Christmas movie. I don't care. And the other one I wanted to talk about that's kind of in vein with that is Gremlins. Gremlins is a horror movie. It's not that scary. It's not that gruesome. It's like an 80s family horror movie. Although it did freak me out when I was a kid. It really scared me as a kid, that movie. But I do like it. It's a movie set during Christmas time where this inventor guy gets his son a mogwai as a Christmas present, and there's 3 rules involved. You know, don't feed it after midnight, don't get it wet, and don't take it near the sunlight. The son accidentally gets it wet and then accidentally feeds after midnight, and it creates gremlins, and they wreak havoc on this town at Christmas time. It's actually quite frightening. It's fun. It's a fun time, but I don't know if I would necessarily call it a Christmas movie. I watch it around Christmas time because they're all getting ready for Christmas. It's not really about Christmas, but it has like a nostalgic or old-timey kind of retro vibe to it. But yeah, so that's my prattling on about Christmas movies. Again, let me know what some of your favorite movies to watch around the festive season are. If anyone says Die Hard, I'm gonna be disappointed. It's not a Christmas movie. I will die on that hill. I don't know why Die Hard is where I draw the line, but I'll consider Gremlins. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did finish my hot chocolate. It did go cold before I finished it, but I did finish it. I hope I see you in my next one because that'll be tomorrow. Normally I post a video every week, but throughout the month of December for Vlogmas, I am posting a video every single day. So subscribe if you want to keep up with it because there's plenty more coming. I hope I see you guys next time in a new video. Bye.